Oh, sorry, I'm at the part where the tracker jacker nest gets dropped. Well, it's Hunger Games this weekend. The movie is debuting. And if you need to get your fix right now, you're in the right place. Welcome to Off Duty. I'm Wendy Bounds. Now, Katniss Everdeen, how do you get a Katniss fix without, well, heading into the wilderness for a death match? How about just starting with her hair? You know that braid? How do you get that? Elizabeth Holmes, she got the experts to show us how. Let's take a look.
Hi there, I'm Elizabeth Holmes of the Wall Street Journal, and this is how you do a Hunger Games braid. If you're anything like me, you're obsessed with the Hunger Games. In the new movie, Jennifer Lawrence stars as Katniss Everdeen and rocks a serious side braid. To help us get this champion look, I brought my friend Fusilli, creative director of the Frederick Fekkai Salon here in Soho.
Hello.
Hello. So how do we start our champion Hunger Games braid?
So first of all, it's all about texture. What you really want to do is you want to create a little bit of a texture with a lot of hairspray.
Okay.
So you're going to mess it up a little bit your hair in order to receive the braiding. What is very important is to have a side part and to create the braid on the underneath first. It's going to be about 4 or 5 braids.
I like it.
Just going to do the first one at the bottom.
So Fabrice, have you read The Hunger Games?
I didn't.
You should.
I know. But I can't wait to go see the movie though. So right now what I'm doing, I'm actually separating the first braid on the underneath and I'm going to put it to the side. Then I'm actually going to do a second one a little higher. Make sure my sectioning is pretty clean.
So the hair is messy, but the sectioning is clean.
Very important. We want to make sure everything goes away from the sides in order to be able to get a side braid later on. You're going to use a plastic rubber band in order to secure the ends. You're going to make sure you leave the ends loose.
Ah, okay.
We're going to do 3 from the back and 2 from the sides. And then we're going to get all those braids together to actually achieve one large one. You're going to take the first section, just going to twist it, the rubber band. Give it to the side. And you're going to do the same thing on the front part. So here you have your sections all done. And you're going to take all the braids, start bringing together.
So you're actually braiding them or just gathering them?
You're kind of braiding them, but in a very loose way. Then when this is done, you want to loosen up the braid and to make a really messy look to it. Take the ends and start teasing in order to create a little bit of texture.
Texture is key in this, huh?
It's really key because you don't want to do something too clean and too conservative. So the 2 sections we actually did previously on the front part, we're going to blend it to the side. A couple of bobby pins, and all around the top part, just gonna loosen up. And now you're ready for the arena.
May the odds be ever in your favor. For more tips, tricks, and the latest style news, keep it at youtube.com/WSJ. You can find me on Twitter at eholmeswsj.
All right, I gave it a shot. See what you think. Yes? No? I don't know. Not bad, but you know, I'm not sure it would actually hold up if someone were chasing me with a spear. But moving on with the show, when is the last time you saw a rock poster out on the street? I mean, didn't that die out with grunge? Well, apparently not so, because Jim Fusilli, our pop and rock critic, he was down at the South by Southwest Music Festival in Austin. He got all the scoop on the latest art rock posters, whether they're collectible, whether they're not, and he talked to our own Kelly Crow about it. Take a look.
Hey, Jim Fusilli from the Wall Street Journal here. If you clamor for the days of glorious rock pop art and rock posters, kind of like the ones we saw in the Fillmore East and Fillmore West back in the 60s, there's good news for you. Those days are back. If I came to a display like this and I was going to buy a poster, it would be on the basis of whether I like the music or not. Does that make any sense?
I think it probably does, because the music informs even the way you look at something, right? You bring a lot of baggage with you that tells you how to look at something. But I also think that the eye is a really sharp critic all on its own, and your eye is naturally going to gravitate to the graphics or the colors or even just the aesthetical taste that you have already brought with you.
I love M83. I don't love this poster very much. I mean, I recognize that it's artfully done, but it doesn't speak to me. How do you advise buyers who are interested in poster art?
It's basically up to the viewer. If you're familiar with the band, music and the art speak to you and speak to everyone in a different way. So a poster for M83, like this one, might not speak to you directly, but it might speak to someone else.
Most of these posters are $20. That seems very reasonable to me. Does that make them highly collectible?
Yeah, it does, because it's affordable. It's something that anybody could buy, whether it be a housewife or collector or college kid. And then you have a buyer who is aesthetically drawn to an image they would like on their wall. And then I think you also have a collector who will just collect from a specific artist.
People have been making posters since Shakespeare was, plastering up notices for his latest play. But around 1870s, the technology for lithography really evolved in a way that poster art just boomed. If you look around here, you can really see everything from, of the sort of the Betty Boop era, early art pieces. You're seeing Dinosaur Jr. riff off of that. If you look around here, you can see everything from, Andy Warhol, silkscreen printing, Art Deco, Art Nouveau. You can see a lot of influences. If you swing around here, you can see like 1930s Art Deco with the fonts here, but also they're kind of playing off of old movie posters from the Depression era.
Sarah, I go to a lot of concerts, and I never see these kind of beautiful posters stuck on brick walls or on telephone poles. Who are these posters for, really?
No, they are for promotion. Some of them can be for merchandise where they're strictly sold by the band at the show. So in that case, you're seeing them on a table, on a merch table, and maybe not so much around town. But a lot of our posters have been used in windows and kiosks and around town.
Do the bands see these in advance?
Sometimes, probably most of the time. And then sometimes you're working with the venue and they see them. So you're always working with the proof back and forth, typically via email, and until you get something that's approved.
And the bands must really love that you're taking so much care with their image and their reputation.
They do. They appreciate what goes into it. All these are designed and hand printed, touched one at a time by us, and we've had some really good experiences with bands just really appreciating our hard work.
And we have American poster art with photography too.
Yeah, so really when circus posters really began circulating around the United States, that's when you really began to see American styles, showing up in poster art. Within music, that really came into its own, let's say, in the 50s, 60s, and 70s when American photographers really started shooting things like that famous Queen 2 album from Queens where the four heads are bobbing in black. Other Rolling Stones started doing some great Patti Smith's Horses, sort of this great Robert Mapplethorpe stark American sort of photo, had a real American feel. Now with this booth, what you're seeing is a lot of architectural, environmental photography. That's showing up in a lot of albums and poster art as well. It feels really fresh. It's very spare. It's not so much about the singer and the performers being the rock stars of their own cover as it is about evoking a mood, evoking a place. So maybe Wilco, is writing about America, sort of that kind of Woody Guthrie byway, railroad culture. Now the art is trying to evoke that more than holding up the singers themselves as idols to be worshipped. It's more about evoking an atmosphere.
A lot of these sort of structures that appear in these posters are so sort of universal. I think a lot of people walk by them and they think, oh, that's right down the road from my street, even though it isn't. I never choose landmarks or anything like that. It gives people something to relate to in terms of their identity, in a sense of place.
Are you appealing to photography enthusiasts or music enthusiasts?
Well, music enthusiasts. Photography, I get all the photographers, all the photographers come to my booth at these things, but I'm a hack photographer myself. The only reason that these things start to look good is when they get manipulated and turned into the screen print. So it's not a conscious appeal to photographers. It's really all about the music.
Now, Katniss and some of the other tributes, they would have killed, and I do mean literally killed, someone for a carrot during the Hunger Games. It's too bad they didn't have Kitty Greenwald to send them a gift of her carrot salad. That's what she's cooking up this week on Slow Food Fast.
Hi, my name is Kitty Greenwald and this is Slow Food Fast. Today we're making a roasted carrot salad with cured black olives, ricotta, salata, and a cumin vinaigrette. It's from Suzanne Goin, who's a Los Angeles-based chef. This is a salad that you can actually make ahead of time. We're gonna start by preheating the oven to 450, and I'm gonna put the roasting tray in there. The recipe calls for baby carrots, but you can also use larger carrots. These are sort of heirloom carrots, so it would make for a pretty display. We have cleaned these carrots in advance, and then you just have them. Don't worry about getting them all the uniform size. That difference provides a nice contrast. So we're gonna marinate them. Gonna toss it with 4 tablespoons olive oil, 2 teaspoons of thyme leaf, a half a teaspoon salt, and a few gratings of pepper. I tend to mix salad things always with my hands because then I can feel where the salt is. Okay, that's evenly done. The roasting tray has been heating up for about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna scatter these evenly on the roasting tray. I'm gonna return this to the oven and roast it for about 10 to 15 minutes. What you want is them not to be totally soft. And now we're gonna go and make our vinaigrette. We're gonna toast some cumin seeds. You wanna have enough space in the pan so that they're not overcrowded. Just gonna let that go for about 2 to 3 minutes. While that's going, I'm gonna prepare the ricotta salata. You can use a knife and shave it, or you can just use a vegetable peeler, but you wanna cut it as thin as possible. It provides a nice textural contrast. Okay, so now the cheese is prepared. Check on your seeds. That's good. I'm gonna take it off the heat. So now we're gonna make the cumin vinaigrette. Take half of my toasted cumin seeds, which still smell really good. You can do this in a spice grinder, so I'm going to do it in this mortar and pestle. And when you grind it, the perfume really gets released. It's very nice. It's sort of a coarse powder. Also gonna slice a shallot, which should be about 1/4 cup, and go super thin. Whisk together the powder, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1.5 tablespoons red wine vinegar, and 1/4 cup olive oil. You're just gonna whisk that together. Okay, that's emulsified. Okay, now I'm gonna check on the carrots. Ooh, they're perfect. They're browned in certain places. We're gonna mix it with 2 to 3 tablespoons of the vinaigrette. I'm gonna let that marinate for 5 minutes. I'm gonna add 1/4 cup thinly sliced shallots into the mix, a 1/2 cup cured black olives. They should be sort of wrinkly. You can get them pitted, and then you just slice them thin. Toss it well. Now we're gonna add the carefully picked through arugula leaves. And the way that you can do it is you just lay the greens out. I've picked out any that look brown, and it really does make a difference. Scatter greens around the plate. Arrange the carrots. You're gonna tuck in the ricotta salata. Artfully disheveled is the look. You have extra dressing, which you're going to drizzle over top. Now it's ready. I'm gonna plate it up. The salad is layered, so it's sort of easy to plate. You don't really need to fuss much. I will take a bite and tell you what to expect. It's a balanced salad. The shallots in the background, you get hits of the black olive. The cumin is there, but it's not obnoxious. And the carrots. So they're sweet and tender, and the ricotta salata, I love it. So that's it, and I hope you enjoy it.
Jeremy Lin is the NBA's newest star, and Linsanity, well, that's the NBA's newest moneymaker. All those jerseys, they aren't free, folks. MarketWatch's Andria Cheng, she recently visited Madison Square Garden to see the business of Jeremy Lin in action firsthand.
Linsanity may have died down somewhat on the court, but on the commercial side, it looks to be pretty well alive and thriving. We came to Madison Square Garden to find out ourselves.
According to the NBA, Link's jersey has been the league's top-selling jersey since his breakout game on February 4th, and it's still #1 as of March 16th. Demand for his merchandise has sent the Knicks to the #1 selling team over the same period.
We like Jeremy Lin. He's reinvigorated the Knicks.
How much did you spend for these jerseys? Oh gosh.
About $250 each.
Why do you feel like you want to get this jersey? We have to.
Because Linsanity, you know?
Jeremy Lin has been very exciting. He's been great. I think he's a great player. I got a Jeremy Lin jersey. I got an Anthony jersey. I have a Starks jersey that I still wear that my daughter wears now. I'm nicked up.
Research firm Sports One Source said the market share for the Knicks has surged to a peak of 39% in the $3 billion NBA retail market. While it recently slowed to about 27%, that still put it in the #1 spot. Sports One Source projected the market share for the Knicks to remain at the current level for the rest of the year. That would be a big jump compared to the 10%, 2.5%, and 1.5% share it had in each of the past 3 years.
I'm totally on board with Linsanity. I think he's done a great job with bringing the team around, and he's really great. He does a lot to assist with the team, and he's helped other teammates boost their scores as well.
我们支持他，可能因为台裔吧，华人啊，对啊，然后他又表现得还不错。鞋子如果有出，我会想买。对。
I love the fans and I love their enthusiasm. I think I just like when people are creative. They make funny posters and stuff like that. I enjoy that.
Now, Peeta and Gale and the other male tributes in the Hunger Games, they had stylists, but here on the first day of spring at the Wall Street Journal, we have Sir Paul Smith. I'm not sure if his outfits will get you through a death match, but let's take a look anyway.
Iconic menswear designer Sir Paul Smith celebrated the 25-year opening of his flagship store here on 5th Avenue. We got a quick word with the designer. What are your top 3 spring menswear trends for looking youthful but also office appropriate?
For casual wear, it would be more colour, but for the office, it would definitely be blue. I'm working a lot on blue colours, but not just the typical dark navy blue, but rich blue. And they're very, very acceptable in an office environment, but more cheerful. So blue's really good. Quite a slim shape if you've got the body to wear a slim shape. A slightly shorter jacket. So I would say it's more dark, rich colours. And then obviously for weekend you can wear, beautiful brights.
Well, that's it for today's WSJ Off Duty, and I can let my hair down because thankfully my name did not get picked for the reaping today, but I've still got to get through the rest of the week. So stick with us for all our Hunger Games and NCAA March Madness coverage. And until I see you again, I'm Wendy Bounds, and may the odds be ever in your favor.